Hello and welcome to the Mover segment here on TV3. Today we're inside Oyarifa and we're going to be engaging with one of the players in the real estate market, Mr. Ebenezer Kojo Saka Addo Mensah. He is the Managing Director of Saka Homes Limited and also the founder of Kinetic Oil Services. He's our guest this evening. We're going to be finding out from him how he started his business, his challenges, and his vision moving forward. Thank you very much, Ebenezer, for your time and good to have you on the program. When did you start business?
I started business in Achimota in around 96 when I was around 16, 17 years. I started selling shoes to my friends. I go and buy from Cantamanto. I put a margin on it and I sell to them at school. So that's my first experience at business. Thereafter, I went into printing. I did that for a while and I take on businesses as they come.
In your mind, did you have an idea what you really wanted to do?
Well, initially when I started, I just wanted to make some money. You know, growing up, I saw, when you go to Achimota, you end up with some very rich kids. You see how they live, you see the things they do. And if you cannot afford it, you are motivated or you are challenged to bring that into your life. So initially, the goal was to make some money. Anything I would do that can make some money legally, I decided to do. Reading some books like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, shaped this and propelled me into thinking differently about creating a legacy, creating a business, and that's what I'm trying to do now.
And so your first business was what?
My first business was a photocopier machine in tech. That was the first business that I actually ran. I went to tech before I got admission. I saw a lot of photocopy machines that I inquired and I was told that you do a lot of photocopies when you are here. The next week I was reading the graphic and I saw an advert in it for photocopier being auctioned by SNV. So I put in a bid, I won it. So while at STC people were carrying their trunks and their suitcases, I was carrying my photocopy to go and make some money in tech. So that was my first experience at real business. I learned a lot from that.
Interesting. And then you also along the line started this real estate business. Which year was this?
The real estate business, I didn't set out to start real estate. I decided to build a home. So I built a house in Awoshi, on the Awoshi-Pokwase highway. I was almost done. I was standing in front of the house and a white man and a lady came and said, "Oh, we heard they are selling this house. Will you?"
Were you selling it?
I wasn't, but just then I told him that, okay, my boss is not here. So I will take your number. I will go and talk to my boss and I'll let you know. So I took their number. I went to find out how much such houses sell. And I told them I'll sell to them at $100,000. We agreed on $88,000. So when I sold it, then I realized that there's business in real estate. So I decided to start a real estate company.
And so over the years, how much of them have you built?
I think that as of now, we've gone past our 50 mark and we're making steady progress.
Don't you find a difficulty in the market?
Well, now there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of shoddy work and that is our greatest challenge. Grader as an organization is trying to bring up standards, bring up laws so that we can manage it. What we are facing now is that we have some competition for some guys who are not really building well. People go and buy and they come and get us to go and fix it for them. Apart from that, just the general economic slowdown, but normally we sell.
So when you say you're into real estate, I don't think you're a construction man, are you?
No, I do some of the construction myself.
What exactly do you do?
We have contractors who we give out these works to come and do, but there's some construction that they are private. They are for me. They are not for the company, and that's where my passion is in building. If I have a project coming up, I cannot sleep. Every day I want to go there, see the progress, see the foundation, that kind of stuff. So I personally get involved in the construction. It's not as if I'm sleeping somewhere and the work is ongoing.
How much of investment is into real estate?
Personally?
Generally, if you want to enter into real estate.
Oh, you see, how do you want to enter into real estate? There are many ways of entering into real estate. You could partner with some friends. As you stand there now, You can bring 5 of your friends together from TV3 and buy a property here. We have tenants ready to pick up the property. So if you buy the property, we will manage it for you. You will make some money. So if every year, let's say your repayment to Ghana Home Loans or Stanbic is 10,000 and the property is able to make 11,000, you guys get to share the 1,000 and equity builds in your building. Over a period, you have nothing to pay and you own the building. The value of the building would have gone up, and that's investment for you. If you wanted to build and sell, that's a different ball game. You need to first secure land, and getting land is not easy.
As much as there's a housing deficit in Ghana, and as much as there's a need for people to own their own houses and to rent homes, there's also the issue about cost of houses, because a lot of the houses that are built these days are quite expensive. How do you ensure that the houses you build are affordable to the average Ghanaian who wants to own a house?
Well, at Saka Homes, we say we build beautiful homes. We are not doing mass housing. We try to build very durable, very quality homes. We have a niche, and we are striving to give out the best at the barest minimum cost. What we are doing now is that the cost of building has gone up. Most of our inputs are imported, and all these imports are indexed to the dollar. The dollar is about 4 today. So if 4 years ago, say I was building at 100,000, now I'm building at 200,000, unfortunately. That is the main variant that is affecting the pricing of the house. Unfortunately, it's out of our control because we have to also make some money. We have staff, we have workers who depend on us. So we have to pass on the cost to the buyer. What is happening now is that we are trying to reduce our profit, because now we pay a 5% VAT on every house we sell. Ordinarily, I should pass on the VAT to the customers, but we are being compelled to take it on because people don't have the money. They cannot afford the houses if we want to sell them at the prices we want to sell. So as it is now, we are struggling.
Now, quite apart from your real estate business, I understand you've also got a portfolio of other businesses. You've got the Kinetic Oil Services Limited, which you just started some time back. What's the inspiration?
Well, I'm of the opinion that you cannot live on only one stream. In life, you need a multiple stream of income to succeed and to live very well. As I told you, I'm someone who likes to take advantage of opportunities. In tech, I did popcorn and photocopy simultaneously. I'm used to managing more than one at a time. So I saw an opportunity in the Oil Act. There's something called local content, which we locals as Ghanaians must take advantage of. So that is what I took advantage of. I've had a very formidable team, and we have started Kinetic Oilfield Services. We're in our 2nd year. We are making steady progress. I have a couple of other businesses, Srebo and Saka. We import cars from America to come and sell. We buy cars on behalf of people. We charge them a fee. We ship to Ghana for them. And I'm also into water. I'm one of the main water distributors, the tanker services. We service Brawl Ghana Limited. We service their malls. We service their office blocks. And that's how we succeed.
Life is pretty much exciting for you, isn't it?
It's interesting, but it's challenging, it's tough.
What have been some of your major difficulties growing up?
The major difficulty for me is financing. I noticed that our banks shy away from financing real estate. Most of the banks will not finance you. If they will finance you, they will finance you at some killer rate. I'm a realistic man. I don't want to take on something that will kill me. I'm a young man. I'm only trying to make a living, and a living for my team. So basically, it's finance. The opportunity is there is enormous. If we had more funding, or cheaper funding, we could sell the houses for less. Unfortunately, the funding is our challenge. Imagine I'm borrowing at 35% to build a house. So even before I start building, I need to get the bank 35% before I put something on it for the consumer. I'm
going to ask you a pretty interesting question. You know, currently in Ghana, there's a very high unemployment rate. We've got lots of people graduating from the universities. They are coming out. They want jobs. It's difficult to enter into the job market. There are also a crop of students who want to enter into their own businesses, but are, find it difficulty because of access to capital, to invest and all that. How did you raise that initial capital?
Well, to those who have left school or those who have come out of the university especially, they have no excuse to be sitting home saying they are unemployed and create your own job. Yes, that's my opinion, and it's a candid opinion. I'm going to explain to you why. A lot of us focus on money. You don't need money to start a business. What you need is a good idea and credibility.
A good idea in the midst of macroeconomic challenges, difficulties.
Just let me expatiate.
Please do.
If you are a credible person and you have a good idea that requires 2,000 cedis, I believe that 10 people who can give you 200 cedis each. If you take 200 cedis from 10 people, not a bank, 10 individuals, you have 2,000 cedis there, and you can start the idea. I'm of the school of thought that you should start small and grow.
Not everybody can be an entrepreneur. You know that.
Yes, so for those who cannot be entrepreneurs, they'll work for entrepreneurs.
But there's a difficulty in the job market.
It doesn't take magic to be an entrepreneur. What's the motivation for working for someone? So that you make an income and go home. Think about it. You need to make an income. If you are looking for a job and it's not coming, maybe God is telling you, create your own job. When I walk around, I see thousands of opportunities. Let me cite an example for you. I believe you have seen this in your neighborhood before. She started cooking in a small pan. You went and came back 2 months later. She put up a big table. 3 months later, she put up a kiosk. The next time you saw it was a container. Have you not witnessed it before?
Right.
Where did she get the money from? She started small. She grew gradually. We didn't start Saka Homes like this. The first house took about 4 years to build. So if now we're able to build a house in 4 months or 6 months, it's taken almost 10 years. Life is a process. We should learn to climb.
So you're essentially saying that government has no role to play in the development of entrepreneurs? Is that what you're saying?
The government has a role to play. If the macroeconomic looks good, people will have excess money to spend. People can easily, there's a lot of purchasing and business grows. But I don't want us to focus too much on the government. We as individuals,
for those who do not know 5 or 10 people who can loan them 200 Ghana cedis to get that target, they need to go to the banks. Interest rates are high. What other options are there?
The bank will not finance someone who hasn't.
So where do they go?
Well, our banks need to learn. What our banks are doing to me is not banking. All they do is take deposits and give out. They are only interested in taking deposits and giving out loans to people who are already doing well. Some of the banks should take up small businesses like mine, learn about us and grow with us. The banks I bank with, they haven't even bothered to ask me if I need any help, how I want it. It's shameful. If the banks learn to understand our business, they might even finance us more. For a young man who has come out of university, don't expect a bank to fund you. They won't fund you. You will waste your time.
Mensah, I've enjoyed, interacting with you a lot, especially knowing, your beginning and where you're going. To conclude with, what's your 5-year vision for your company?
Well, for Saka Homes, we have a lot of land in Oyarifa now. For the next 5 years, we'll be here producing different style of houses. We have Saka Hills coming up. We have another enclave that we just got, a 10-acre land that we are going to develop. And in my other businesses, I see nothing but progress. I wake up every day and I'm thinking progress, because I realize that your thoughts become your reality. What you focus on in your mind, what you think about constantly, that is what becomes you. From my young age, the life that I dreamt of, the life that I constantly imagined, God has given it to me.
Thank you very much, Ebenezer Kojo Saka.
Don't mention it, it's been a pleasure.
Great. Ebenezer is the Managing Director of Saka Homes Limited and also the founder of Kinetic Oil Services Limited. Thank you very much for watching. This has been the Movers segment on TV3. We'll see you same time next week.